Ladies and gentlemen, they say some dreams are too big. They say some mountains can't be moved. They tell you to be realistic, to stay in your lane, to accept life as it is. But tell me something, who made them the authority on your future? Because the truth, every breakthrough, every success story, every legend was once told it was impossible. But impossible is nothing. It's just a word, a limit created by those who gave up too soon. And you are not them. You have fire inside you. You have a purpose. And no matter how many times life knocks you down, no matter how many doors close in your face, you are still in this fight, this moment. It's your turning point. The second you stop doubting and start believing. Because the only thing standing between you and everything you've ever wanted is the decision to keep going. What if I told you the biggest obstacle in your life isn't your circumstances, your past, or even the people who doubt you? It's your own mind. Every limitation you think you have, every I'm not good enough, every I can't do this, every it's impossible, it's all just a story you've told yourself. And the moment you believe that story, you trap yourself in a prison that isn't even real. But here's the truth. Limits aren't real until you accept them. The second you decide that something is possible, everything shifts. Your mindset changes. You stop seeing roadblocks and start seeing opportunities. You stop waiting for permission and start creating your own path. Every breakthrough, every revolution, every impossible feat in history happened because someone refused to accept limits. The people who changed the world weren't always the strongest, the smartest, or the most talented. They were just the ones crazy enough to believe they could. So ask yourself, what impossible goal have you been avoiding? What dream have you been too scared to chase? The only thing holding you back isn't reality. It's the belief that you're not capable, but you are. And the moment you decide to break free from those self-imposed limits, you'll realize something powerful. There were never any limits to begin with. Look around you, the world you live in today, the technology, the opportunities, the breakthroughs. None of it existed until someone decided it could. Airplanes, once a laughable fantasy. Electricity, people thought it was dangerous, even foolish. Talking to someone across the world in real time, that was pure science fiction. But history doesn't belong to the ones who accept limits. It belongs to the ones who challenge them. The ones who refuse to let doubt dictate what's possible. The ones who see barriers and turn them into stepping stones. The only difference between what exists and what doesn't. Someone had the audacity to believe in it before the world did. So let me ask you, what's your impossible? What's that dream, that vision, that goal you've been doubting? The one that keeps you awake at night, but fear holds you back from chasing. Because here's the truth. The only thing standing between you and making it real is your decision to start. Every setback, every failure, every obstacle, they aren't signs to stop. They're proof that you're moving forward. See, the road to success isn't paved with comfort. It's built on late nights, self-doubt, rejection, and moments where you question if it's even worth it. But let me tell you something. Those struggles aren't breaking you. They're building you. Think about it. No champion rises without first being tested. No great story is written without moments of hardship. Every legend, every icon, every success story you admire is written in chapters of struggle, because growth doesn't happen in ease. It happens in resistance. The pain you feel today, it's not punishment. It's preparation. It's forging the strength, resilience, and character you'll need for what's ahead. And here's the real difference between those who make it and those who don't. It's not talent. It's not luck. It's the will to keep pushing when everything inside you wants to quit. The ones who win are the ones who refuse to stay down. So when life knocks you down, when the weight feels unbearable, when you're tired and the dream feels distant, remember this. Your struggles are the proof that you're on the right path. This isn't where your journey ends. This is where your next level begins. Keep going, keep fighting, and one day you'll look back and realize the struggle was the process that made you unstoppable. Nobody is coming to save you. Nobody is going to knock on your door and hand you the life you dream of. No one is going to look at you and say, "Here's your big break." If you want something, you have to go out and take it. Look at the people who changed the game, the ones who started from nothing and built their own empires. They didn't wait for permission. They didn't sit around hoping someone would give them a chance. They created their own opportunities. And when they couldn't find an open door, they built their own and kicked it wide open. The truth is, the world doesn't reward people who wait. It rewards those who act. Yes, the odds might be against you. Yes, the road might be rough, but success doesn't belong to the lucky. It belongs to the relentless, to the ones who refuse to quit, to the ones who show up every day, put in the work, and demand a seat at the table. So stop looking for approval. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. There is no perfect time. The time is now. Get up, take action, make things happen, because the world won't hand you success. You have to claim it. Failure isn't a stop sign. It's a stepping stone. It's not proof that you're not good enough. It's proof that you're in the game, that you're trying, that you're pushing towards something bigger. Look at any success story. Every legend, every icon, every person who ever made history, they all have one thing in common: failure. Not once, not twice, but over and over. The difference, they didn't let failure define them. They didn't see it as the end. They saw it as part of the process. They learned from it. They used every rejection, every setback, every disappointment as fuel to push harder, to grow stronger, to come back better. Because here's the truth: success isn't built on a perfect record. It's built on resilience. Every no brings you closer to a yes. Every fall teaches you how to rise. Every closed door forces you to find another way in. So don't fear failure. Embrace it. Don't run from it. Learn from it. Because the only way you truly lose is if you stop trying. And as long as you keep going, every failure is just another step towards success. There is more strength inside you than you realize. More resilience, more talent, more potential. You've barely scratched the surface of what you're capable of. The only thing standing between you and the life you want isn't the world, isn't your circumstances. It's the voice in your head telling you that you can't. But here's the truth: that voice is lying to you. It's built on fear, self-doubt, and every past failure trying to convince you that you're not enough. It's the weight of old insecurities, the echoes of other people's opinions, the belief that just because you've struggled before, you'll struggle forever. But let me ask you this: how many times have you doubted yourself and been wrong? How many times have you thought, "I can't do this," and then did it anyway? You've survived every bad day. You've overcome things you once thought would break you. And yet here you are, stronger, wiser, still standing. So silence that voice. Drown it out with action. Prove it wrong, not with words, but with results. The moment you stop listening to those doubts and start believing in your power, everything changes. You'll move differently. You'll think differently. You'll chase your dreams with a fire no one can put out, because you are stronger than you think. You are capable of more than you know. And the moment you decide to step into that power, nothing will be able to stop you. The world hasn't even seen your full potential yet. It's time to show them. More importantly, it's time to show yourself. Hope is powerful. Vision is inspiring. But on their own, they're not enough. You can dream all day, visualize success, and wish for a better future. But without action, it all means nothing. The people who turn the impossible into reality aren't just dreamers, they're doers. They don't just sit around waiting for the perfect moment, for the stars to align, or for life to hand them an opportunity. They create their own opportunities. They take risks. They step forward even when they're scared. And guess what? They fail a lot. But failure doesn't stop them. Doubt doesn't stop them. Setbacks don't stop them, because they understand something most people don't. Success doesn't come to those who wait. It comes to those who work. Think about the people who inspire you, the ones who built something from nothing, who defied the odds, who proved everyone wrong. They weren't just sitting there hoping. They were out there grinding, showing up every single day, putting in the work when no one was watching. So ask yourself, are you just dreaming, or are you doing? Are you waiting for the right time, or are you making now the right time? Because dreams don't work unless you do. The impossible doesn't become possible until you decide to step up and make it happen. No matter what you've been through, no matter how many times you've fallen, your story isn't over yet. The past does not define you. Your next move does. Life has a way of testing you, pushing you, making you question whether you're capable of more. Maybe you failed. Maybe you've been knocked down so many times you don't even remember what winning feels like. But here's what you need to understand. As long as you're breathing, your story is still unfolding. One decision, one action, one moment of courage. That's all it takes to change everything. The most powerful transformations don't happen overnight. They start with a choice to rise instead of stay down, a choice to believe in yourself when no one else does, a choice to fight for the future you deserve. Every great comeback in history started with someone who refused to let their past dictate their future. The only difference between those who made it and those who didn't, they didn't stop. So don't let doubt hold the pen. Don't let fear write your chapters. And don't let failure be the last word in your story. Take control. Turn the page. Start writing the life you were meant to live. Because the truth is, you're still here. You still have time. And if you decide to own your story, to rewrite your narrative, to rise from the ashes, you won't just make a comeback. The word impossible itself whispers, I'm possible. Every limit, every doubt, every obstacle, they only exist until someone like you shatters them. The only question is, are you ready to be that person? Are you willing to prove that nothing is beyond your reach? Because the impossible isn't a fact, it's just an opinion.